Day 29 of the Quarantine Reviews, we find out if the iced earth is really so incorruptible.
So power metal time was what I was expecting to say for this review, but it turned out I enjoyed this album so much that I could not relegate it to a mini review. I need to give this the full Once More With Feeling treatment. I need to go track by track. So that'll be happening sometime next week. I will say that if you're going to investigate any one particular track to give you an idea of the overall sound, look at Black Flag, which is a pirate song. It's not pirate metal, it's still power metal, but it uses the tropes of a pirate song and gives you a nice jaunty tune that really gets you sort of roused and ready for sailing the high seas. The other one would be Clear the Way, the last track, which is a cool sort of battle song that really gives you the feeling of charging into war and gets you nice and pumped. But with those two pointed out, there's still every other song on the album that is really good, and I enjoyed it all, so I need to go in depth. With that in mind, British intelligence, please do your job.
Day 30 of the Quarantine Reviews. Edmund witnesses the end of the world as told by the greatest band in the world.
Thank you, British intelligence. So, yes, Tenacious D's Post-Apocalypto. What can I say about this? Well, first off, I will say that it's a concept album about Tenacious D going through a post-apocalyptic scenario. With that in mind, this is a really crap comedy iteration of a post-apocalyptic scenario. It's really boring because half the tracks on this, well, almost half the tracks at least, are skits at sort of trying to set the stage and go through their journey. But they're just really unfunny and don't do anything for me. And the actual songs display a complete lack of evolution in their comedy. Now, musically, it's very proficient. They clearly know how to play guitar. And if this was an instrumental album, yeah, this would get like 5 stars. But that's the problem. It's only musically proficient. Lyrically, it's a barren wasteland, ironically enough. There is nothing, well, almost nothing to sell about this because it's 30 minutes long and there are 21 tracks on the album. Like, I want to point out, I've got nothing against comedy albums. I've got Psycho Stick art on my wall. I love Weird Al. I am not against comedy albums, as long as that comedy is done well. This is not done well. Okay, I will say what the best and worst tracks are, but the only reason that they even manage to either be the best or worst is because they actually feel like actual fully fledged songs. Most of these tracks don't get longer than 2 minutes, so you don't even have a chance to actually get invested in the sound. The best track on the album is arguably Robot, because that actually feels like something different. It's a good joke track about a Terminator-style robot who wants to be part of a band. And yeah, I can get behind that. It's got a good flow, its instrumentation is cool, and it is funny, and it feels like a fully fledged song. Daddy Ding Dong was almost a favourite song, but it's less than 2 minutes and you're sort of like, yeah, I'm digging this, and it just ends. And you're sort of like, well, what the fucking point was that?
You motherfucking dog, you motherfucking mutt, I'm gonna drink your gravy.
On the flip side, the worst track on the album, and this is partly because it is the longest track on the album, so it actually feels like a fully fledged song, Making Love. It's just Fuck Her Gently 2.0. If it was an instrumental, it would be a great track. Again, we get into they're really competent at playing their music. They're just really crap on all of these songs.
Repopulation is the name of the game. We need to fuck you right away.
It's just sophomoric humour about them getting fellatio and just generally having sex.
Fuck. Just give them what you got.
The punchline, if you can even call it that, is that one of the women having sex with them only does so with someone she's in love with. Yeah, that's a great punchline. Seriously, this album is just garbage. I know Tenacious D can do better. And what makes it worse is the best track on the album, just the sound, very much recycles Wonder Boy.
To build a new home.
Which, that's just sad, you know, the best track you can pinpoint on the album is just objectively one of their best songs.
Daddy Ding Dong and build a home.
Yeah, seriously,
Make it right.
I'm not going to belabor the point. I said it sucks, and the artwork sucks, the lyrics suck. The only thing that's good is the music. So if someone can extract that, let me know. I could definitely use the music for my D&D sessions and things like that. So if you can do that, go for it. But anyway, Post-Apocalypto gets a 1.5 out of 5. That's it for this episode. Stay safe, stay healthy, and don't waste your time on this album.